You've seen the master, Exar Kun, but it's now time for the apprentice, because this is Korbanth Ulic Qel-Droma, and you aren't ready for it.
Hey nerds, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds Mega Banning. I am your host as always, Luke Skywalker. Today we have a really cool one. We've already seen Exar Kun, which was phenomenal. You guys would remember that it was really a lightsaber that blew me away. But now it's time for the apprentice, because it's time for Ulic Qel-Droma from Legends. This thing is amazing, and I'm super proud to say that this thing includes a Soundfont that we at the Fellowship of the Nerds have created. Not to toot my own horn, but it's really fantastic. So come with me to check it out. And yet another amazing collector box from Korbanth. These things are amazing. I love all the collector boxes that they do, because look at this thing. Really lovely. Yeah, they are here at the bottom, and then on the side they have the quotes as always. I kind of changed the path. I meant to do good. And we all really. And then I once thought I was immune to the pull of the dark side. Really lovely. Now inside, we're going to find our usual. So here we're going to find our Allen wrench and our charger, and we're going to find this. And this is the Plaque that I did with Nurse Lutz. And this one matches the one that we did with Exar Kun, because obviously I thought, you know, Master and Apprentice, they should have the same design. So this is going to look very nice when they fit together on the wall. And this, I chose the image of Ulic with Novelization writer, and I just thought, like, you know, it was amazing. So if you want to get one of these, you can get it with 15% off. You'll see it here on the screen, the discount code. You can get this 15% off until the end of September. After that, if you're watching this after that time, just drop me a message if you want to get one, because I'm pretty sure Kyle will be more than happy to oblige. It's really cool, guys. Really nice to work with him on doing these. So in order for you to access your Hilt, you'll have two choices. You'll either do this, which is what I'm doing, removing the foam to access it, or you can just tilt the box to, let gravity do its thing. And here we are. Look at this thing. Really amazing. Really heavy. We're going to weight it in a second. This is really impressive, guys. It doesn't come with a blade block. And in order for you to access your chassis, this will come off if you want, but you don't need to. You'll need to remove the pommel cap. Pommel cap is heavy, and you'll see there the D-ring. You just remove this, and then you can take out the entire chassis here, which I think is pretty cool. And the kill switch is here. Really nice. Might pick up yellow on screen, but this is lime green, which is really cool, because this is the way that should be. You see there your Profi 3.9 board and your Korbanth battery. Remember, this will come with around 2% battery, so whenever you get it, do charge it overnight so you expand the life of your battery. You see two buttons there. Really lovely chassis. And then for you to put it back in, you just need to ensure that the buttons are aligning with the buttons, which makes sense. And then you just this, and
all right, Ulic, the Jedi Master has spoken. A better test for our great hero.
there you go.
I can handle this on my own. Ulic Qel-Droma has chosen the dark side.
And don't worry, we'll talk about the Soundfonts later on, but this is really amazing. Let's weight this just that I can tell you exactly how heavy it is. And here it is. We have our scale. Put this on. 1 kilo, 900 grams, and 48. That's around 4 pounds, 5 ounces, roughly. So really heavy. This is the heaviest hilt that we've ever had. But of course, being a broadsword, it does make sense that it'll be this heavy. But let's move along and check out this in more detail. And here it is, guys. Look at this thing. Really impressive hilt. It is a broadsword, so that means that it's a two-handed hilt. Like you would have had on broadswords. Really amazing, the level of detail. It's so simple, if you will, yet so impressive. These, when you're not got yourself with these, but these are pointy, so do be careful. They're not as pointy as the Exar Kun, so there's that. It doesn't come with a blade plug, but you're going to be able to put any blade plug that is 1 inch. The only thing I will tell you is have in mind whenever you're trying to put it in to sand it a bit, because say if you try to put, this is a 1 inch blade plug and it has more space to go in here, but it resists me and I don't really want to force it. But I know that if I, you know, sand it a bit or sand the blade plug a bit, it will go through. But, you know, just have that in mind. Or if you have something that's shorter, you know, that's not going to leave this, something like this. So say, for example, the TXQ blade plugs that have like they're like a turbine, that will do. Like that will hold here, because it'll be, you know, one of these that's not Neopixel, will let the light through perfectly, and you'll be able to grab it and not have to worry, because the retention screws of this lightsaber are here, and you got 3. So if you really want to hold it, you really have to push it all the way down. So that's kind of the reason why I'm telling you, if you want to put it all the way down, then yes, absolutely, because otherwise there's not going to be like a thing that you're going to hold it up here so you can have a short blade plug. So do have that in mind. Other than that, you've already seen in the unboxing how you can remove your chassis and everything. It's really easy, and it's a beautiful chassis. I love it. I have no complaints about it. The only thing I would say is, as you would have seen in the unboxing, this is a heavy hilt. This is almost 4.5 pounds. So yeah, it is a broadsword for a reason. Like, you really need both hands, because yes, I could do this with one hand, but I can tell you right now that after a while my hand will get really, really tired. So absolutely one to use with 2 hands. So what do you say if we take it outside, we put a blade on this, we take it outside, and I show you how amazing this thing looks, because I promise you, it's really impressive.
All right, Ulic, the Jedi Master has spoken. A better test for our great hero.
Ulic Qel-Droma has chosen the dark side.
A genuinely amazing lightsaber. I mean, you could tell outside how it's just an impressive weapon, really. Like, swinging it around, you can tell that you're holding something that is, I don't want to say robust or solid. You're swinging something that's really meaningful. You're not swinging some, no disrespect here to LGT or Nexus. You're not swinging around an LGT. You're not swinging around, you know, some combat RGB lightsaber. You're holding the best of the best that lightsabers have to offer. So this is what you're going to get on this. Now, we have created this Soundfont, which I'm really, really proud of. I'm not going to play you the music just for one reason. It's probably going to trigger copyright straight away. But it is, once you get it, you will see that it is from the novels from the Sith Lords, where Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun come from. So really, really amazing, but I don't want to get copyrighted. So there's that. Okay, I kind of regret it not showing you the music, so I'm going to try to see if doing this and cutting out a bit doesn't get this copyright and the video is taken down. So let's try it.
It was the time of the Jedi. 4,000 years before the birth of Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. But a threat to peace and justice has arisen on the savage planet Onderon. 3 young Jedi Knights, Ulic Qel-Droma, his brother Kay, and their companion Tat Kanita, were sent to Onderon to prevent a war, only to discover that the ruling city of Iziz had fallen under the control of zealous worshippers of the long-dead dark side warrior, Freedom Nab. Now, the Jedi struggle to defend themselves against the forces of the dark side.
Absolutely cool. Obviously, from the novelization of Tales of the Jedi, the Sith Wars, and the Dark Lords, absolutely stunning. And this will be exclusive to this hilt. You're gonna get.
All right, Ulic. The Jedi Master has spoken. A better test for our great hero.
Now you're gonna get, when you get your lightsaber, the quotes are gonna come out as the bladed knights. But this is the cool thing, like it will have two not two configurations. You will have a folder with extras. So you'll have either a clean pre-on and a clean ignition, or you will have which is this, or you have the other configuration, which will be as the bladed knights. The quote comes on, and it's really, really cool as well. So like, and you will have the option to choose which one you prefer. So like, it'll be up to you to like, tinker around, but really cool.
You can hear me. Push the dark side away.
That's from his fight with Exar Kun.
Pay attention. It's disrespectful to fix your lightsaber when the Jedi Master is talking to you.
It has a lot of quotes for it.
Ulic Qel-Droma has chosen the dark side.
Pre-ons, post-off, like I said, music, fonts, you name it, you'll have everything on the Soundfont. Very proud to have done this. And of course, this is exclusive from Korbanth, so you're not be able to, you're not going to be able to get anywhere this lightsaber, period. But this lightsaber and the Soundfont, absolutely no. You'll have to get it from Korbanth, so absolutely a plus. Now, it will come with other Soundfonts. It does have another Ulic Qel-Droma.
You have passed the tests, young Jedi. Truly, you are gifted in the ways of the Force.
Now, this one doesn't have any post-off, doesn't have any pre-ons. It does have a very limited force effect. I do like the blade and the ignition, but I've tried to design the one that I created for this based off the novel from the Sith Lord. So I don't think it aligns that much, but that's just my appreciation. It doesn't have to be yours at all, of course.
You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
And from here, it goes on to your usual, if you will, 30 to 35 Soundfonts that you get from Korbanth that are from Reavers, which are, of course, they're all magnificent. Absolutely no complaints here. But of course, you're going to get that exclusive Ulic Qel-Droma, and you get the secondary Ulic, so absolutely amazing. So, what do you say if we go over to ratings? I'm going to start this lightsaber with the sign, and then the sign, this thing is going to get a 10 because it's fantastic. I mean, if you've seen all the artwork from Ulic and from the Sith Lords, Tales of the Jedi, Sith Lord, like this is exactly, this is exactly what you've seen on those covers, which I think is fantastic. So on the sign, this thing is going to get a 10, no questions asked. When it comes to ergonomics, that's when it's going to get a lower score, and that's when it's going to get an 8. The reason for that is very simple. It is very heavy. And even though I appreciate this being, as powerful as it is, I do understand how, I've just been holding this while I'm chatting with you, and I can tell you I already feel my arms getting tired. So it does have that. It will, like the weight of it takes away a little bit of the experience when it comes to ergonomics. It doesn't get any lower than that because, once you get used to, your two-handed stance and stuff, yes, you're going to be able to. I'm using here a 20-inch blade just on the basis that, this is a long hilt, and, I only have so much space here in the studio, but,
Ulic Qel-Droma, he too has taken the dark first apprentice.
All right, Ulic. The Jedi Master has spoken. A better test for our great hero.
You know, you do get used to it on the ergonomics, so that's the reason why it won't get a lower grade than 8. But I do have to acknowledge that it is heavy, so that's gonna, you know, take away a little bit of the ratings of the ergonomics. Also, I'm not entirely sure if I should have put this on the side more than ergonomics, but I'm gonna give it an ergonomics. This, the D-ring, I bet that this could be adjusted somehow, but you know, because it's so it's not gonna get in your way, you know, as you're using it. It's not bothering you and it's not hitting your hand, but it does get distracting the sound. So I'm gonna take that off of ergonomics. So that's gonna be an 8 for ergonomics. Now, when it comes to sound, not to toot my own horn here, but it is gonna get a 10. You're getting a sound font, you're getting an exclusive sound font that doesn't exist anywhere else. You're getting your usual 30, 35 sound fonts from Korbanth, and as I've always tell you, you know, based on the fact that these are around 10 bucks, 8, 10 bucks each, you're already on Soundfonts, you're getting over $300 worth of product, if you will. So, and that's already, you know, it's loud, but it's not overwhelmingly loud. So like, you never think that the speaker is gonna go, which I appreciate.
All right, Ulic. The Jedi Master has
Clean.
spoken. A better test for our great hero.
You can't really ask for,
Good block, Ulic.
you can't ask for more when it comes to sound. So, and sound is obviously gonna get a 10, which means that this is gonna get a total rating here, and you can see it's above a 9. So absolutely, if there's any doubt in your mind, this is gonna be a lightsaber that is recommended from the Fellowship of the Nerd. I can already tell you that this is gonna go into some of my favorite design. Of course, it's gonna rest next to its master, to Exar Kun. It's really, really impressive. Now, usually I will tell you that this is the part where I'll mention the 20% discount code that you can see here with the discount code Fellowship that you can get on Korbanth. But remember that Korbanth is running a sale in August. I don't know when you might be watching this video, but in August 2026, Korbanth is running a sale. So you're not gonna be able to use that. But you know, if you're watching this beyond that point in time, then you can use a discount to get yourself the 20% off of this Hilt, or really any other Hilt. As long as there's not a sale when you're seeing this, you'll be able to get 20% off of Korbanth. So absolutely worth it, guys. Like I'm willing to risk to say, and I know this might sound unpopular, but even at full price, this thing would be worth it, because it's really like you feel like you're holding the real thing, if you will. It's impressive. I love it that it has the right color as well of Ulic, like, you know, that lime green, similar to Ahsoka's, or the Ahsoka Shoto from the Clone Wars before she got the blue one. It's really everything that it should be, and it just feels like you're holding something that's right off of the pages from the comic book. So, like, props to Korbanth, because they really nailed this thing. I'm genuinely impressed. And nerds, that's been our review. I hope that you find that useful. I hope that you find that helpful. Let me know, first of all, which one are you going to be choosing? Are you going to be going the route of the Master, Exar Kun, which I absolutely love, as you guys will remember from our review, or are you going to be going the route of the Apprentice with Ulic? Because I think it's also a fantastic lightsaber. Let me know in the comments what it is that you're going with, if you're going with Exar Kun, or if you're going with Ulic. But in either case, I hope that you enjoy whichever one you go for. Nerds, I've been your host as always, Luke Skywalker. Remember, the Force will be with you always. Remember to live long and prosper. May the odds be ever in your favor, Melanin. And until we meet again, this Chief Manage. I'll see you around, nerds.